Now I haven't done a video like this in a while now. The only video that I've done something like this, kind of explaining about gear or any type of lens, would be about a month ago, which I've only reviewed the 15x35 so far. But today I want to make this video more into my shift to, like, you know, all my gear stuff that I currently use and what I have in my arsenal. So if you guys are ever interested in, you know, buying these type of lenses eventually, or, you know, just need a little more information on it, then that's what I'm here for. Now this video is a little bit more for my photographers out there. Now if you're not a photographer but are still interested in, you know, watching and, you know, kind of being informed about these lenses, then stick around. It's really going to be interesting. I'm going to be deep diving into each single one of my lenses and also a camera body that, you know, that I've been having for the past 2 years now, and I hope you guys enjoy today's video. This is episode 4, titled My Gear. Now over the past 2 years now, I've grinded so much, I've understood so much about camera lenses and gear and all that type of stuff that honestly it blows my mind how far I've actually gone to this, because most of these lenses that I carry now are really damn expensive, and you know, with the tariffs and increase in prices in every single day, every single month, when it comes to camera glass, it's really necessary to have the proper gear, because if you don't, you know, you come out with images that don't come out as sharp or don't come out as clear. You know, sometimes they become fuzzy and stuff like that. That's why you buy gear exactly connecting with, you know, the right brand and not, you know, off-brand type of lenses. So each of these lenses I bring out, it's basically my ranking system and what I currently have as well. So I'm gonna be going from one to, like, you know, to the last lens that is my favorite to least favorite, or just, like, you know, the ones I basically use more often than others. So the first lens I'm gonna be starting off is honestly one of my cheapest and my most favorite type of lens that I've ever owned personally. And it's this beauty right here. So this is the 35mm lens. It's really small and really compact. So this lens is probably the best lens you can ever own or kind of start with. You can use this for portraits, you can use this for street photography, you can use this for pretty much almost everything that you kind of need close by. And the sharpness of this for the aperture, since this goes up to 1.8, is really good. Now there is a 1.4 aperture version of this. It's a little more expensive, and that one is a brand new VSM lens. I don't know much about that one, but I know that that one would be a little better as far as aperture. But if you're looking for something like that, then there's that version. But this version, in my opinion, is probably the best to get, or even to start off with, to play around with. So this one doesn't cost you as much. So this one's only $4.99 as of right now. I think usually it's like $500 or yeah, $549. Yeah, this is one of my favorite lenses to carry around. And it still has your auto and manual focus, and then your stabilizer as well. So your typical buttons on this one. Not that much features, but at the same time, it's really, really good. Now for the second lens, this is one of my favorite lenses, and the one I recently reviewed. So the one in my hand right now that I have is the 15x35. This is a one hell of a beefy lens. So you can see right here, it might look small, but then I have small hands, but you can see it's really big for a lens. It's like, wow. So if you have a big body, big camera body, then this one might add some weight into it. You will feel it, but if you have something light, then it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But still, in my opinion, my favorite for being ultra wide and also having that 35 focal length for even just as well. You can even use it for like portraits and stuff, or if you need to take headshots like at 35, then this is your perfect size right here. It's not, you know, it's not the worst lens, but it is an expensive lens though. So currently it costs $2,399. So it has gone up in price significantly. Before it used to cost $2,199, but you know, like I mentioned, tariffs and all that stuff has increased the price by a lot. But if you are looking something for ultra wide, this is probably your best lens at 2.8 as well for the aperture. Filter thread wise, it's 82. So if you have any 77 filter thread, you know, you might want to use a step up ring for it, but this is honestly one of my favorite lenses. Now, I do also want to show you guys a few images that I have shot recently with this lens, and you know, it's amazing. You know, the detail is really good. It's really there. And to be quite honest, you know, you can't ever go wrong with a lens like this. Now, like I mentioned, a lot of these lenses are expensive, so these aren't cheap, but they are fun to play with though. Okay, so my R5 with the 24-105. So pretty much the best camera kit you could ever buy. Now, right now, the price is really good in my opinion, because when I bought it originally, this cost me $5,200. Now this is now I think $3,700, or no, $3,800. But even then, now would be a good time to even buy this camera lens and body. So little specs on this one: the R5 is a 45 megapixel sensor camera, and it carries 2 card slots. So you have your typical UHS 2 card, so it's not your standard UHS 1, and then you have a CF Express Type B card, which are these big cards. And you know, these usually run you down $139. This one should be 110 to 120 sometimes, so almost close to each other, but it's not a bad camera or lens. So features on both of these is that the camera can shoot up to 8K RAW, which is a lot of data to be honest, but honestly, this is like, you know, a camera that you will probably need if you want to shoot something so professional. Now, at the time of its release, which was 2021, this was honestly the best camera to ever buy. Yeah, that's it for the body. And then for the lens, this is an f4 lens. Honestly, the best range being 24-105, so it's an all-around, you know, best for not super long range, but it gives you a good amount of range for shooting photos or just your typical stuff, your daily basic stuff. And then it comes with your lens hood, so same as usual as every other lens. It's way smaller, much lighter than, you know, the previous one, the 15x35. So this, in my opinion, the best. But on to the next lens. So honestly, this used to be my favorite all-time lens, and you know, since I would always use it on the go, or you know, every time I do, you know, small little portraits and going, you know, or even just taking pictures of, you know, or street subjects most of the time. So this is my 70-200. So usually bigger lenses now come with something like this. It's just to kind of mount it on a, you know, monopod, a tripod. You have something, you have the screws right here, so right there. And then you can take it off too, so if you ever don't want to shoot without, you know, the brace, you can take it off. It's detachable. It's not like certain lenses that I've seen online where they have them and you need like a screwdriver to unscrew it. No, that one you can just twist it off and then it comes right off. It's really easy. So this one, same as the other ones, have your locking mechanism. It is a heavier lens, by the way. Filter thread is 77, and then as far as price goes, this one will throw you back to the 2,799. So nearly 28. Yeah, not a bad lens, even in my opinion. You can't go wrong with this one at all. But honestly, one of my favorite lenses, and something that can never go wrong at all. So if you ever want to consider something of a long range, this is probably your best range. Now I have one more lens to review, and this one, in my opinion, is probably the longest range lens that I carry and currently own as of right now. The price on this one is only $100 more compared to the other one, and it gives you a, you know, a longer focal length. So this one in particular is something that, you know, a lot of people might get for just specific stuff, but you know, it's good to have. It's a beautiful lens. The range on it, oh my goodness, it's crazy. And it's this lens. Now this one is really big, like look at this. Look at my hand compared to this. And when you know, extend it, and then imagine the lens put on it. That's like almost my whole entire arm. Just look at this comparison. So this one is $27.99. This is $28. It's just, even then, at this, it almost looks nearly the same or practically identical. You can see it. But it has your same features. This one doesn't have a locking mechanism though, but it does have a smooth and rough control, I believe. Hold on, smooth and tight. So smooth, meaning you can easily, you know, twist it to extend your lens much easier compared to something like tight. But there's a good reason why they add it, and in my opinion it's smart, because if you keep it on smooth, this happens. So if I were to tighten this up, now it doesn't do it. That's the good thing about this lens. And this is a 77 filter thread as well. So you can fit your typical filters on it if you do have the 77s. But honestly, you can't go wrong with this lens either. Now, this is more for your longer like landscape or like, you know, wildlife, or even some sports as well. You can use it. Now, as far as the aperture on this one does range. So at 100 to, I believe, 200, it stays at 4.5, and then it goes all the way up to 500, but that one it goes up to 7.1. So it's 4.5, 7.1 variable. So do keep in mind that as you increase in range, your aperture will go up. So yeah, but if you keep it down, then it'll limit you to 4.5 around, yeah. And that is pretty much all my lenses and my camera body that I currently use. Now, this was just more of a partial type of video, you know, it's not all my gear. I do have a lot more, like, you know, like accessories, all that stuff, backpack, tripods, all that stuff. I'll probably do that in another video when, you know, I get more glass and more stuff like that, you know, more camera bodies. Then I'll go more into, you know, all my camera bag and all my stuff and kind of what I carry. And that is pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, let me know. But I do have another video coming soon, and this one, in my opinion, is the best and probably the most creative one, again, from the previous one. So yeah, this is end of episode 4, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.